All right, greetings to you all, wherever you are in the world. I want to welcome you to another Principals Hour with your principal, Jermaine Harris. I hope that you are all doing well in this COVID era, and we are happy that you could tune in with us today, October 11th, 2020. Each Sunday at 5 o'clock, we at Kellett High School, we have designed this program especially for our stakeholders to inform everyone about the happenings here at Kellett High School. I'm happy that you could join us. We look forward to a very fruitful engagement over the next 1 hour or so, as your principal will enlighten you on the happenings, the developments during the first week of virtual teaching. Yes, this is a new normal where we were asked by the Ministry of Education to go online with our students. And indeed, it was a real challenge, but it was also a rewarding experience for my staff and I. And we are looking forward to the second week of school beginning tomorrow, where we continue the good work as we try to get all of our students log on to the Google Suite and especially the Google Classroom. So I'm happy to be joining you. I hope that you are hearing me loud and clear wherever you are. We're going live via Facebook as well as YouTube. And this is our fifth program, myself along with my engineer, Mr. Kamar Chambers, and we will be taking you through 1 hour where we will present information to you and we will take your questions and we will try to provide answers to those questions. We should be joined by our chairman, Mr. Glenmere Miller. I hope that you will be able to get on as soon as possible. And I realize that there are some persons who are on. Carissa, good evening. Rick, Florida in brother. All right, good to have you online, and I trust and hope that you're hearing me loud and clear. All right, so the first official day of school started last Monday, and I want to tell you, my listeners and viewers, that it was a very hectic, very demanding first day. This is my 21st year in the teaching profession. And Monday was the most difficult of my 21 years in teaching. Why? Because I had to be navigating among my teaching staff, my parents, my students, the Ministry of Education. I had to do all of that to make sure that Kellett High was on board, because we intend not to leave anyone behind. We're not going to leave any teacher behind. We're not going to leave any parent behind, and we're not going to leave any student behind. So we started on a very rocky patch, but eventually things picked up. Teachers got used to the learning management system, which is a Google Suite. Parents started to get a hang of it. Students started to liking it. And eventually, we were able to get almost 50% of our students' population signed on to the Google network. So that is a commendable feat by the school. And we will continue to reach the remaining cohort of students. We are asking persons who are listening online if they know any student who did not access the learning management system last week to get in touch with me or any other personnel at Kellett High School. My number will be going across the screen shortly, and you can always reach out to your principal, because we want to reach every student here at Kellett High School. So indeed, it was a challenging week, but we also did well. When I compare with my counterparts, other schools, they were not able to get so many students online. And at this time, I want to give a big shout out. Yes, there are some persons coming on. Yes, Charlotte, happy to have you on. Carissa, Jordine, Empress, yes, big up, big up. Thanks for tuning in. And last week, I know that some of you would have missed the broadcast because I had some internet connectivity issues, but we were able to get on. We did our virtual orientation, and that went well. And you can go to YouTube, type in Kellis High School, and you will see our virtual orientation and other videos that we uploaded just for your attention. All right, so I'm going back to last week. So I want to shout out, I want to give a big shout out to my teachers. They took on the mantle, they took on the challenge, and they did come out successful. And I want to big up all my teaching staff. Viewers, for those who may not understand the challenges that we had with online classes, there are several of our students who do not have internet connection here in the rural area of Kellis. There are several of our students who do not have the gadgets, the laptops, the tablets, the smartphones. But our teachers were able to assist many to get on. And I want to big up my teachers. I want to big up my parents. Yes, I know that sometimes last Monday, I got 2,560 WhatsApp messages. Yes, let me repeat that. 2,560 WhatsApp messages from my parents and my students because they wanted assistance. And I tried to respond to all of them so that they could get online. So I want to big up my parents for exercising patience, for exercising understanding that this normal is not going to be easy. But I believe eventually we will get it right. There are parents who said to me that after experience 1 week of online classes, I realized that I may not even want my children to go back into face-to-face because the platform is so friendly and it is so interactive, and therefore my parents are getting a understanding of the online teaching. So I want to big up my parents. I want to big up my students. Yes, they were so happy to get back into the classroom, albeit virtual, because they really miss their classmates. And they were happy to share pleasantries with their classmates. And they're looking forward to continuing that journey this week. So last week, we basically tried to get them into their form classes. We tried to get them their timetables, their unit outlines, the school rules for online teaching. Yes, and I believe that most of them would have understand what it's going to take for online lessons. So I want to big up all those persons who would have assisted in us getting things started. What is going to happen this week? This week, officially, we're going to start teaching in terms of instruction. I know that not all is online, so I'm going to ask my viewers to reach out to others. And for those who are not able to access Google Classroom, we are making arrangements to do printed materials so that those materials can be handed out to the communities. I would have explained this process in one of my previous broadcasts, and let me just refresh your memory in terms of what it will take. It's going to be very difficult, but you're willing to take on the challenge. So we will have to now find out which students are not accessing online teaching. So Chambers, could you run the number on the screen? I think Ricky Rick or the number. Maybe Ricky Rick want to buy us some tablets so that we can assist the vulnerable Ricky Rick, definitely. You will get my number shortly. Yes, it's running across the line. And I have a segment where I'm going to send out a petition and a plug to my past students for assistance. But when I get there, I'll say more on that. So the students who are not able to access the Google Classroom, whether be it by virtue of not having internet connection, which many of them don't have. Some of them may not have. It's Kenrick, all right, Kenrick, good. We'll link up after, definitely, because we need to reach out to Kenrick. Are you a past student? I'm trying to, my high school that. All right, good, good. All right, Kenrick, good. So for those students who are not able to access the online platform, we're going to photocopy the materials. We're going to take it off. We're going to take those materials to the communities. We're going to drop them off at designated areas. We will inform the parents and students where those materials are. The students will be expected to collect those materials, complete the work, whether it's going to be a quiz or any activity that the teacher may set. The students will have to complete same. Then we'll have to go back, collect those completed materials, take it back to the teachers who will mark those materials, and then we'll have to take them back to the community. So it's going to be a very difficult ride. We have a school bus. We're going to utilize the school bus in transporting those materials, starting in the coming week. So whatever assistance you can give us, my viewers, my past students, business community that are listening, and all persons who really have the children interest at heart, you can really reach out to Kelly Side School using that number, and we will definitely assist those who we can reach. There's some questions coming in. I'll just keep the questions until after I make the presentation. All right, good. So Tamika and Suel will take those questions shortly after. So this is what we plan to do for those students who do not have internet connection. Now, as it relates to the assistance to students, this is going to be very challenging, and we're asking parents to make the sacrifice, to make the dedication, to see if they can assist their children with the workload. If you're not able to assist, you will have to seek assistance from your neighbors or friends that are in close proximity to you, because when it was face-to-face, the teachers would have been able to assist the students more. But now that it's online, we are expecting the parents to do more from home. So yes, you will have to assist them with the homework. You will have to make sure that they get up on time to get to class online. You'll have to make sure that when they get the assignments, they complete it and send it back on time. You'll have to make sure that the students are really interested in the whole teaching and learning process. There are many students who said to me that, Mr. Harris, I don't feel like going back to school. I want to end my education here, especially the grade 11s. And I want to encourage them not to do so, because without having your certification, without having your school leaving certificate to say you have completed high school, it's going to be very difficult for you to continue your career in the future. So I want to encourage you all to take this process serious. It's not going to be easy, but finish your high school career, your high school days, so that you can move on to greater heights later on. So as we continue this week, we're going to be doing a number of things to reach our students. We're going to make sure that the students who are unable to reach us, we go to them, our guidance counselors, our HFLE, Health and Family Life Education teacher, our vice principals, your principal, your work experience coordinator. We will be going out there to reach the students who were not able to access via WhatsApp or the Google Classroom. All students who are registered would have received an email address. So I'm asking parents to encourage your children to check their email daily. because that is the main medium through which information will be sent, and you need to know what is happening within those classrooms. All right, so these are some of the things that we'll be doing in the coming week, because we don't want to leave any student behind. All right, so I think I see some questions coming in, Mr. Chambers. So what I'll do, I will do a juggling act in terms of answering the questions while I make the presentation, because we just have 1 hour that we want to interface with you. Tamika, Thursday. Good evening, sir. Yes, I'm very concerned about my little brother. All right, the number is on the screen. Please send your brother's name and number so we can reach out. I'm not sure if he's not accessing. That concern is he not accessing Google Classroom, or he's not able to sign on to? Let us know what is the real concern that you have. That is, we need some more specific information. That's Thursday. What Thursday is that? All right, you can send me some. The Chambers, you can go back to that one, please. Yes, so Tamika, send us some more specific. You say you're concerned about your little brother. Send us some specific information. If you don't have to do it publicly, you can always just send me a WhatsApp via that number that is on the screen, 876-799-9574. All right, so well, how would the students that don't have any internet be taught? And though it is a good gesture, but how will they manage if they are not taught the concept? The truth is there is some parents who can't help the child in doing the work. All right, yes, so that's a very important concern. But remember now that we are working with the Ministry of Education policy, and they're asking schools not to have students coming in face to face. So what the most we can do is ask parents to reach out to the teachers. So if they are not able to access the Google Classroom, they would have, I presume, WhatsApp set up on their phones, or they would have probably friends who have WhatsApp or family. They would have to now reach out to the school for us to provide some form of assistance to them. But as I said earlier, the assistance will not only come from the school. Parents now will have to seek other help, because the teachers will not be able to do as much as how they could do when they are in face-to-face teaching. So that's a serious concern, and I note it, but we are quite limited in terms of reaching those students who don't have access to Google Classroom. And therefore, I'm asking parents to, they are not paying any, most parents are not paying any school fee this year. You are not paying any transportation cost to get to school. You're not providing any lunch money and so forth. So I'm going to ask parents to use that money to see if they can get a gadget, a tablet or a smartphone, and try to see if they can get data. I know it's difficult, but guess what? We cannot just fold arms and say that it's difficult and we're not going to try, because in the end, we don't want any student to be left behind. The government said that they will assist students, especially on PATH. The last time I heard about that initiative, the government is saying that the gadgets, the laptops and tablets are in short supply, and therefore they are now ordering it from overseas, but that will take a little while to get here. So until then, we're asking parents to extend themselves and to seek the assistance so that their child is not left behind. It is a partnership. KEDITSI will do its part, and that is why we have this 1 hour program every Sunday, so we can interface with you. But parents will have to do their part as well. All right? All right, next question. When will sixth form begin? Sixth form interviews went off last week. Over 40 students were interviewed and were accepted into the program. And the classes should begin tomorrow. There's going to be a little setback for sixth form because we have to now reach them by WhatsApp. But once their information reaches school, which will come in tomorrow, we'll send that information off to the Ministry of Education, and they will create their credentials their passwords and their email address, and that will be sent to them. So tomorrow, the program will start, but they will get their credentials maybe about Tuesday. Because once we send it to the ministry, then they usually respond in a very timely manner. So sixth form program starts tomorrow, but teaching may start officially with Google Classroom on Tuesday. All right, let's take another one, Mr. Chambers. What about the students that sign into Google Classroom but isn't in a class group, or will that child have access to their work? I'm not understanding that question by Grave. They're signing to their Google Classroom but isn't in a class. Not sure what you're saying there. Because once they're in a Google Classroom, they are in a class. And usually the teacher would send them the invitation link to join the class, or the teacher would send the class code that they would join the class. So once they're in Google Classroom, they are in a class. So therefore, they will be interfacing with their teachers. All right, by grade, good. I hope you get that one. So they are in a class. Delisa, all right, my regular viewers, thank you. My sister who is in grade 11 was told by her from, all right, I don't know if I want to, Mr. Chambers, we don't want to be calling names. Please don't call any names when you're posting, please. I will not read that message. If you call a teacher name, I will not post and read it online. So you can retype that message, Delisa, without calling a teacher name. Because remember, we're going live. We are on YouTube and Facebook, and we don't want to put anybody in any difficult positions. All right. Tamika. He not accessing Google Classroom, so I'm asking for paperwork for him. What paperwork? The email address and password? The brother, all right. Send me the brother's name, Tamika, and I'll check on those credentials, and I'll make sure that I respond to you directly. So send me that message with your brother's name and the grade that your brother is going into, and I'll definitely address that first thing tomorrow morning. All right? Karen, can I get paperwork for my son? What paperwork? Please be specific with the questions. My viewers, please be specific with the questions so we can answer the questions forthrightly. So I'm not sure what paper. Is it, you're talking about email and passwords, or is it photocopy paper? Not sure. At what time should CXC fees be paid? All right, Vanessa. Usually CXC fees is around October, this time around November. Yes. What I'll do, I'll speak to my exam coordinator, Mrs. Brown Bryan. We have not received any information from CXC as yet to read payments, but usually it's October, November, Vanessa. But we will share that information with you as soon as it becomes available. So you can save that money. Do not spend it, because CXC is right around the corner. All right, Vanessa? All right. My sister who is in grade 11 was told by her form teacher that her fees were not paid. Therefore, she's not registered at the school, and her name will not be on the CXC list because she's not a part of the or about All right, Delisa, send me that. All right, Delisa, you know you can reach out to me, right? We have a good relationship. Please send me that information and the specifics so I can. But I'm not sure, because we said to parents that even though we want you to pay the parental contribution, which you still call school fee, it is really the parental contribution. We are saying if you're not able to, we do not prevent you from being registered. We just want you to come to the school, complete the forms, and you'll be registered. So I'm not sure about that, Delisa, but I know the instruction was that students will be registered irrespective of having the money or not. That is a directive from the Ministry of Education, and Kelly's High School will definitely comply. All right. So please WhatsApp me or call me, Delisa, first thing tomorrow, and I will make sure that I'll address that concern of yours. All right. Thank you. We have any more there, Mr. Chambers? Ms. Rowe, please check in Aljani Benjamin. What should we check? I'm not sure. What should we check? He's not in our class as yet, or he's not receiving. Tell us what specific. Listen, from Hollywood, California. This is my past school, once named Kelly Secondary. Oh, good. 1988 alumni. That's McCoy. Good to have you online. Please shoot me a direct WhatsApp, McCoy. I think the first name is Kato or Gato, not sure. But we're happy to have our past students logging on, and we're definitely going to reach out to you and others to see how we can assist the current student population, because I'm sure that you're a very proud past student of the Kelly Secondary and now Kelly's High School. All right, good. Karen Hudson, I don't have a device for my son, so I'm asking if I can get paperwork for him. Okay, those are the printed materials, definitely. So I don't know if your son was placed in a form class as yet, Karen. You can let us know. But those who don't have a device and not able to access Google Classroom at this time, we will definitely be presenting those photocopied materials for those students. It is an initiative that we will do. There are 3 methods of reaching our students. Yes, 3 methods. Number 1, we have the online learning management system, which is the Google Classroom. And based on what I'm hearing, the government should be making this platform 0 rated. What do I mean when I say 0 rated? If it is 0 rated, it means that you can access Google Classroom without having internet connection or data. And therefore, we hope that the government will bring this in soon. I've been hearing that they are contemplating this. They're working with the 2 telecommunication providers to make this platform, Google Classroom, 0 rated, so you can access it without having internet. All right? But for those, until that day come, and for those who will not have the access to the gadget, we'll definitely be providing those handouts. All right? My brother name is Javon Jones. He could not start grade 9. The papers work. I'm talking his classwork. So, all right. Thank you, Tamika. Definitely, we will make those available to your brother and other students. All right. Just reach out to me via that number, because after this program, I want you to send me the name of the child, the grade that the child is going into, and provide me with a number that we can contact you. Because when we are bringing the papers, the photocopy materials, the activities into the communities, we want to inform you. So we want to add it to our PTA groups. There are 6 PTA groups for each grade level, and we want you to be a part of those groups. So send me the numbers so we can add it to it. All right? All right. Any more questions there? All right. Now, so we continue. All right, Ricky, leave Kelly side 96. All right. I think that's what the same year. I think I left 95, 1 year before you. So I would be your senior. All right, Ricky. So please shoot me a message, and we'll definitely continue the conversation, because the Past Students Association is developing traction, and we have a number of persons who are indicating their interest in being a part of the Kelly's High School Alumni Association. And we are definitely happy for those persons who continue to support us. Just 2 weeks ago, we collected 2 barrels from the batch of 1983 with 10 computers and other materials. And we want to big up that batch of 1983. There are a number of past students there who are doing wonders, and this is their second supply to the school. So now we have received 20 computers from that batch. Yes, the batch of 1983. And if there are other batches that have a past student not association, you have your group, you have your past student group where you meet. You can always send me a link, send me your information. I would love to be a part of those groups so we can share our vision and our plans for Kellis High School as we celebrate 50 years, and we want to have all our stakeholders on board as we move forward to making Kellis High School the school of choice in Clarendon. All right, it is the only high school in Northern Clarendon. We are competing with our neighbors, our neighboring high schools, and we want to make our name out there, that in the next 5 years or so, we'll have less children leaving Kellis community and to attend other high schools, but they will want to come to Kellis High, because Kellis High, we are doing wonders here. Our CSEC results have been excellent this year. Next week, we want to have that program where we look at the CXC passes. So next week we will have dedicate that program just for the CXC passes. We will still take your questions, but we will spend time with our examination coordinator, our Dean of Discipline, our Dean of Academics, Mrs. Steve Wright, and a team of members who will join me to share with you the CXC passes for 2019-2020. So we are reaching out to all past students who are listening to send me your information if you are interested in assisting a child in getting a tablet or getting a laptop or getting a smartphone. You can always reach out to me so that we can assist. Just this week, we got 3 tablets from a past student, Mr. Nigel Benjamin. I want to big him up. A past student who is always giving back to his beloved alma mater, and we want to big him up. Thanks for those tablets. We also have 100 care packages to give to 100 children. And we are identifying those less fortunate children who will be given school bags and books and pens and pencils and so on. So I want to thank Mr. Nigel Benjamin, past student, batch of 1995, who continued to give back to his beloved school. All right, classmate, brother. Ricky, we are classmate. All right. All right, so thank you, Ricky, for sharing. Annette, I even threw my son as his phone. Can you also get the printed work? All right, okay, even though my son have, all right, Miss Annette, you know that we have limited resources, because as I said earlier, not many parents paid the parental contribution. So we don't have a lot of resources in terms of papers and ink and so forth. So we definitely have to give those who don't have access. So if we have surplus, yes, Annette, we can extend those printed materials to other students. But we want to give to those who really are unable to access Google Classroom, because the same material that will be sent in the Google Classroom is the same printed material you'll be getting. So we don't want to duplicate that process. So you'll be getting the instruction online. Those who are not able to get instruction will have the printed materials to work from. All right. All right. Make sure you send me a message. Definitely, Ricky. I'll do that. I see that you have some tablets that you want to give to some students. Big up, my classmate. Cassita Lewis. Good evening, Mr. Harris. All right. Thank you, Cassita. Next message, Adela. My daughter's name spell is Raina McLean. All right, I'm not sure what you're telling me there. Is it that we have the name spelled incorrectly? Not sure, Adela. Send me something more. McCoy, class of 1988, we have a reunion, Kelly Secondary Reunion party. You had it already or you're planning it? I remember there was a group, I don't remember which group, there was a group who had an all white. Is that the same group, McCoy? We had a batch who had a reunion, I think it was last year or the year before, all white. It was really a spectacular event at the auditorium. I'm not sure if that was the same batch. I can't recall which batch that was. You could share with me if that is the same batch that had the all white reunion with the red carpet and so on. Let us know. Good. All right, Shakira, good evening. All right, thank you. All right, so as we continue, this Principal's Hour. I hope that you are being informed. You see this as an important initiative as a school, and we want you to send us your questions. I mean, this is the forum that we will reach you on a broader scale. We have the parent, the PTA WhatsApp groups where we share information as well, and we'll be using that to update parents on the new happenings, which are happening fast. But we are here to serve you as a school, and we believe that we need to reach out as best as possible to help our students in this time. So yes, it is a lot of work, but my staff and I, we are willing to put in the hard work, to make the sacrifice, to make sure that no child is left behind. And come December, all our students can sit their end of term exam and they can get good grades to move on to the Easter term and for the rest of the year. So we're going to place a lot of emphasis on our students who are being prepared for CXC and CAPE exams. So for grades 11, 12, and 13, we are prioritizing those grades as our target grades for the resources. We're not going to leave the others behind, but please understand that the grade 11 will be having their CXC exams in a couple of months' time. Our grade 10s, they are being prepared. It's a 2-year CXC program. So we have to now prioritize as a school, where do we put the resources as it relates to online classes. So you may realize that based on the fact that we're having online classes, the grade 7 to 9, their timetable somewhat reduced so that we can spend more time with the grades 10, 11, 12, and 13. But we will still be sending information, even though you're not reaching the teacher simultaneously for class. You will have those information being uploaded to Google Classroom, and for those who are not able to reach, to get the printed materials. All right. So I hope you understand clearly. Karen, good evening. When can the grade 9 collect their textbooks? Karen, we did that last week. What I'll do, I'll put out a second schedule because we had that from last week. So it seems as if you weren't aware. But for the grade 9, 9K and 9T, those are the two form classes that get textbooks. So if your child is within those form classes, yes, we will give them their textbooks. So we'll have another schedule of dates, and we will post that in the PTA WhatsApp groups. Karen, I'm not sure if you're part of those groups. You could indicate if you're part of the PTA groups, whether 7, I'm not sure, or grade 9, are you part of grade 9 PTA group? You could respond. If not, you can send me your child's name and we will add you to the PTA group. Send the child's name and the child is in grade 9. Okay, good. So, my viewers, as we have 15 minutes to go, I just want to encourage us to make the best use of this opportunity. It is futile to complain that we are not able to go back into the classroom face to face. Yes, as a school, we would love to receive our students, but based on what is happening with this COVID, there are persons who are losing their lives daily. There are thousands, I think we are now 7,000, almost 8,000 persons who would have contracted the virus thus far. And we don't want to put our students at risk. So I am in agreement with the policy by the government, but we're not going to sit back and fold our hands to say that, oh, we are not able to reach our students. Yes, we are going to do everything that we can do to reach them, to make sure that they are not left behind. Other schools in the corporate area, they may be at an advantage, but we in the rural area will do our part to reach each child. All right. So that number that is running across the screen, could you just send me that number? Because please, please send me the information via the number on the screen. I see you're typing it. Or rather than typing it there, I don't know if you want to publicize your numbers like that. So I'm going to ask you not to send it via the chat. I don't know, is it private, Sir Chambers? Others can see those numbers, so please send it directly to my personal number that is running on the screen so that we can add you right after the end of this broadcast. Okay? All right, thank you. So as we continue the dialogue, as we continue the conversation, I want to make a special, I'm not sure if we have the chairman here, Mr. Seems like we're not able to have the chairman, so I'll continue. So I want to make a special appeal to my past students at this time. I said it earlier, but this segment is for you. Now, Kellis High School started way back in 1970. And there would have been 50 batches to date that would have graduated from Kellis High School. Now, if I do my math, say, I know when it started with about 500 students or less. So we wouldn't have had many graduates in that year. And the years that the school was junior secondary, I know that we didn't have many graduates. But since then, we would have had an average of, say, 100 students leaving Kellis High School each year. So if you do the math, and you say 35 out of those years, 100 students would have graduated from Kellis High School. Now, 100 times 35, yes? If you look at the number of students that would have left, we are asking those students who are now adults and who are professionals and who are earning to look at the possibility of assisting a current student. So we have Adopt a Student initiative that we want to encourage our past students to think about. So adopt a student. Reach out to me and tell me what you can do to assist a child. We have a number of students who are on PATH program. We have a number of students who are not able to access the online teaching. We have a number of students who may need some learning materials, whether textbooks or writing books or pen or pencil. No matter how small the initiative is, please reach out to me and see how best you can assist a child so that we can reach those children. And when you give, I'm sure that you will feel better in doing so, knowing that you would have helped a child in completing school, and that child may move on to tertiary education. Where I'm seeing Queen Latisha, past student. Sir, we are still in college. All right, Queen Latisha, you're still in college. So I'm not expecting you to give back just yet. I'm really reaching out to those who completed college and who are working, and for those who would have done well for themselves, whether overseas or locally. So yes, Queen Latisha, I know that you are eager to give back. One of my past students, a bright student who came here and did well, and now she's in college. So I want to commend you. I want to commend all the others who left Kellis High School. Yours truly, your principal, is a byproduct of Kellis Secondary. I came here in 1990, graduated 1995 as your head boy, and I've been back here since 1999. And in 2000, I am now asked to head this beloved school. So I want to big up all those past students who came here, would have done well, and would have moved on, and they are still doing well. When I ask you to adopt a child, so my number is running there on the screen. You can reach out to me, tell me what you can do to assist, whether it's purchasing some credits, 2 weeks ago we were on, and a past student reached out to me, and he assisted financially, where we are now able to assist some children. So I'm asking you, please, kindly, to think about this project where you adopt a child, and we will try to reach out to you to see how best you can assist us. So the number is there. The Kelly's High School page is also there. And you can also reach out to probably your past teacher. I know that many of your past, some of your teachers would have left, you know, starting way back from Principal Dinell, Mr. E. Dinell, he was the first principal. And then move forward, we had Mrs. McDonald. Then we had Miss Taylor, Miss Grace Taylor. Then we had Miss Edwards, Mrs. Edwards. And now we have Mr. Christie, who is now on vacation. And then you have yours truly, Jermaine Harris. So we have seen the evolution of Kelly's High. And whichever principal you whichever principal would have been here when you were here, I want you to big up your principal, reach out to them. I'm not sure if Mr. Dinell is still alive. I'm not sure, I did not meet Mr. Dinell, but I know that Miss Taylor is still alive, Mrs. Edwards still alive, Mrs. McDonald alive, and the current principals are here to serve you. And you would have a number of past teachers who would have served you well. So the blessings that you would have received, the favors that you would have received from your Creator, God Almighty, I'm going to ask you to look within your bowels of compassion and to give back to the students who are here so that they can continue their education in fine style. So the batch of 1983, they are helping. The batch of 98, I think 898. I think we had a batch who donated some tanks. We want to big up that batch. I think it was 88 or 89. 98 batch. Yes, we want to big up that batch. 97. All right. Thank you, Mr. Chambers. 97 batch. All right. So we want to big up all those persons who have contributed already. And we're asking the others to come on board, because when you do your research, all those so-called big name schools, yes, I'm not going to give them any promotion, but all those so-called big name schools, their name is out there because of their past student. They're old boys, they're old girls. And I'm asking my old boys, my old girls to reach out to me and to see how best you can assist the current student population. All right. Big up Miss Taylor. Yes. You have, you have two Taylors. You have Grace, and you have, I think, Lowen. I think it's Lowen. One was a principal and one was in the home economic department teaching needlework. Yes, there were two Taylors, Ricky. One was a principal and one was a teacher. We want to pick them up. Yes, they're still alive. At another program, I'll try to get some of my past teachers who are now retired and enjoying their retirement to share the broadcast with me so that you can reach out to them. You can reach out to them and you can share your comments with them, because I know that you'll be appreciative of what they would have done for you. So as we approach the end of another Principal's Hour, the time goes so fast, but every Sunday at this time from 5 to 6, you can tune in, you can tell your friends, you can tell the parents, tell the students, tell the past students, tell the business community, share this information that your Principal, Jermaine Harris, will be live to take whatever questions, and I'll definitely share the information as they becomes available. So just reminding you that this week we want to continue the process of placing students in their classes and on the Google Classroom. For those parents who have not collected their children email and passwords, you need to do so at the school. For those parents who have not registered their students, your children need to come to do so this week. We are saying that if you don't have a parental contribution, please come and register so that your children can start receiving lessons starting tomorrow. For those who have not collected their textbooks, I would have put out that schedule in the groups. You need to come and do so because the textbook is going to be a major part of the teaching and learning process. There are some there are some workbooks and textbooks that are on the book list. I want to encourage the parents to purchase those because especially virtual classes, you're going to need your textbooks to supplement what your teachers will be giving you. So please purchase those textbooks, those workbooks. I'll be sending some additional books in the PTA groups for you to purchase so that your children can have them to help themselves at home because the teacher will not be there to assist them. So you need those workbooks. Also want to remind the parents that there are some online rules that we would have instituted. I want you to remind your children about them. Just this week, I got a video of a student taping a teacher and put it on his status, and that was not what we want from online classes. Now, if those students continue to break the school rules online, we have to be suspending them from class for a certain period. But we don't want to do that. So we are asking the parents to reach out to your children to wear their uniform if they have one. If they don't, wear a PE gear. Or if they don't have a PE gear, wear a nice top for classes. Because the teachers will have to dress for classes. So we want our children to dress for classes as well, so that they can be in a frame of mind. They can have that psyche that it is not, free for all. It is not a dolly house thing. It's real school. And therefore, we want to continue to encourage them. All right? All right. So, yes. So, in closing, I don't know if you have any other questions. We have about a minute to go. We are not able to reach our chairman, but I know that he would want to be here, but he's having some technical difficulties. And hopefully on another broadcast, we will have him. Miss Taylor, my principal, big up yourself. All right, good. From Kenrick Donor. I hope to pass that on to Miss Taylor. Charlotte Mackenzie, good work, Mr. Harris. Thank you. I'm definitely going to make the sacrifice to continue to reach out to my stakeholders because that is the only way we are going to improve Kelly's High School. We have been doing wonderful things here over the 50 years. One of our shortfall is that we are not selling the product. We are not telling people what is happening. And sometimes our parents do not believe in us because we are not selling the school. And one of my major tasks for the 8 months that I'm acting as principal is to reach out to my stakeholders and to inform them of the good work that are happening at Kelly's and how you can contribute to the improvement of your beloved school. All right? Betty Smith, good evening, sir, but I'm not in the PTA group. All right, send me your number through that. Just send me your number via the number that is going across the screen, Betty, and I'll certainly add you shortly. All right? Jennifer Roberts, yes, real school. All right, Teacher Roberts, thank you for joining in. And that's one of my hardworking teachers. Yes, Mrs. Roberts, she taught me. She's in the twilight of her career. And on another program, I'll get these teachers who are really doing a wonderful job. Thank you, Mrs. Roberts. At my school, I have some great teacher back in the days, Mr. O'Connor. Wow, yes, he was a funny as hell. All right, Anthony. All right, so the late Mr. O'Connor, and we really had some good moments with him. All right, big up Kellyton, Jamaica. All right, Anthony. I hope that you will reach out to me so that you can take part in that project where we want to adopt a child. All right, Anthony? and Reflin Bonnie, my home school 98 class. All right, Reflin, please send me a shout out. Please send me a WhatsApp and share with me how you can assist a child here at Kellett's as we seek to move forward. Mr. Ross, Mr. Ross Kenrick. Why you cursing bad at the program, Kenrick? It is Ross, R-O-S-S. All right, I know. All right, thank you, Kenrick. Michael Aiden. Michael Aiden. All right, just a moment. The Chambers, the chairman, see if you can get him. Good, past student Michael. And good number. The number is running across the screen, Refian. It's 799-9574. That's 876-799-9574. All right, please reach out and share with your principal how you can assist a child, no matter how small the contribution may be. It will be very appreciative, and I'm sure that the children will be very happy for such contributions. All right, it is after 5. The chairman is trying to reach out to see if he can get on. So we'll just wait a little bit to see. He's talking to my engineer, Mr. Chambers. And we may just have him on. I wanted to meet my chairman, Mr. Glenmere Miller. And he has been trying, but having some difficulty. Next year I'll help out. All right, Michael, I know. Yes, sir. Good, good. Oh my, I just love in Kellett School. Big up, Miss Taylor. All right, yes. All right, so keep those comments coming in. Once you are in appreciation of the program that we are doing here at Kellett High, we will definitely share your comments, and we want you to continue to cheer for your school. It is your school, and we want all persons on deck to make sure that our next 50 years, God's willing, will be better than the previous 50. Is he coming on? All right, so he's still having some challenges. So viewers, I want to thank you for tuning in today to another broadcast, Principal's Hour with your principal, Jermaine Harris. Big up class of 1985. All right, Michael. Good. It was good to have you on with us. It was my pleasure, along with my technical assistant, my engineer, Mr. Chambers, in bringing this to you, another Principal's Hour. We look forward to having you next week, same time, from 5 to 6, as we share information with you and we interface as we collect your questions and we try to provide solutions to those questions that you would have asked. Remember the Adopt a Child program. Please reach out to me. The number is across the screen. Final time, 876-799-9574. This broadcast will be on YouTube as well as the Kellett's Facebook page live on your Facebook page. So you can watch it. After this, you can share it with your friends and reach out to your principal so that we can make Kellett's High School the best school in Jamaica and by extension the world. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and we continue doing the good work here at Kellett's High School. So take care.